Hello, my friends, and welcome to another pick a card reading. I hope you're all doing really well and that this reading finds you in a good space and, yeah, ready to receive the messages that are coming to you through this reading. So, an interesting one. Who is coming into your life? Now, this could be friends, lovers, relationships, family. Just passing people that seem to have some kind of significance in your life. Also, it kind of maps out the state that you're in. So what we'll do is we'll initially look at the state that you're in and what that is attracting and that this person is going to be bringing in and how that's going to kind of alchemize with both of you coming together, and essentially what's the reasoning behind that. So a really interesting reading. I started it earlier with really kind of good, interesting dynamics happening, but then something happened and I thought, okay, you know what, I'm just going to start the reading again. So here we are. So we've got 3 piles for you to choose from. Pile 1, which is this rainbow citrine. This stone, which is called Prophecy Stone. Pile 2. And pile 3 is this Lepidolite. So, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Timestamps will be in the description box below, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Hi, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the rainbow citrine. And the interesting thing about this particular stone is I have been on the hunt for true citrine, which is quite difficult to get these days. The citrine that we have most of the time is a heat-treated citrine or heat-treated amethyst, which basically changes color. So this was a piece of citrine which not only had rainbows in it, but it was that darker kind of almost like whiskey colored kind of thing. So I'm still resonating with the same message that I had before, which was you're looking for authenticity. You're looking for something that is the true form of something. This is in all manner of relationships. You're looking for it for personal relationships, all types of personal relationships, be that the relationship that you have with your family, or the relationship that you have with your friends, or the relationships that you have with your loved ones, or your partners. So there's something about that, and that will help you to instill a form of power within you, because citrine is associated with the solar plexus chakra, which is to do with the powerhouse of the body. And you kind of just want to be surrounded by people that will exacerbate your power, that will help you to sit in your power in the best possible way. And also bring out the best in you, because I'm just seeing glimmers of the rainbows. I don't know if you can just about see that. You might be able to, I don't know. I'm sorry if you don't. Oh, you might be there. So yeah, you're looking for people that bring out the best in you, basically. So let's have a look at your card. Okay, so we've got sad songs must be sung. I do love this deck so much. It's so cute. Look at that. Look at that. Their faces. I love them. I'll list all the decks below. So this is, yeah, it's beautiful. So I think there's a real sense of, you're not messing around. You want to get on, you want to do your thing. You know that life is not always, roses, chocolates. You know that there are some things that need to happen. You know that sad things may happen. You know that things may just happen that are not all perfect. So it's really, like, I think you now want people who meet you on that level, who want that from you. So let's have a look at some oracle cards to begin with. As I said, like, I did this reading earlier and I did the first one, and usually, I kind of figure out what cards I'm going to use. I figure out what order I'm going to use them in. But I've already done that already, so now I can just tell you quite succinctly without blabbering on. But I mean, these two have been through a lot, yeah? They look like they've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. And even though they can look like very pretty birds, they've got the weight of experience behind them. I think I said last time it was like the Queen of Swords energy. And I do feel that. Okay, for some reason this card was upside down. So I'm going to take it, actually. Shaman. So, pile 1, I think you're going to have a teacher. Somebody that's going to teach you something. Yeah, someone that's going to teach you something. Also helping you traverse different realities in a way. Maybe put you in touch with your guides, because I'm seeing here we've got 3 skulls here. So there's this sense of you going a certain way to get in touch with something that you might not have been before. Okay, so we've got the deceiver, duality, pretense, and trust. Interesting. Okay, so there's 2 things here I see. Either the person that is coming in could be deceptive, or it could be that the energy, well, I mean, they could be deceptive initially because they might be on their guard. Or they might be putting up like a veil of something to kind of cover up who they are. Because we've got very stern kind of looks here. We haven't got anything too exciting and happy-go-lucky. It's very kind of like stoic. Okay, actually no, I do only have one thing. So what I'm seeing is that this person that is going to come into your life is going to be putting up a front. You essentially, I don't think you're very, like, you can see right through it. And I think that it may take some time to get to know each other. In terms of like the first moment that you see them, it might not be, oh, you click like that. It might be like, what is this person? Who is this person? What are they about? I don't 100% trust them. But I think it's because, I mean, I find it in my own work. Like, I don't really shout about it, what I do. And I should do, really, because I need to. And don't worry, there's some stuff coming up soon. But, yeah, I think this person, they won't tell you. They might not even tell you that they are into the thing that might connect you both, Wow, marriage. Okay. Interesting. So the person that you could meet could be through either someone that you know that is married. It could be through somebody that you're married to. It could be someone that you know. through the marriage of two people. You know what I mean? There is number 3, which is Empress energy. So this is saying to me that there is... It could also be that they were married. But yeah, there's definitely something else going on here, because you've got this character, like they're talking to this female character, but she just seems like she's in another land. She doesn't seem to be engaged with what he's saying. And it's interesting because you've got this figure here that's looking away, you've got this figure here that's looking away, and then you've got this figure here that's looking away. So there is a sense of detachment. There's one image that's kind of coming up initially, and then there's something else that is being revealed to you. That's number 16. 16 is the devil. No, 16 is the Tower. Wow, that's really interesting, because, well, we'll see when we take out the tarot cards. But because possibly the tarot cards will tell us. When I did the reading last time, I got the Tower. So this person may come through these points. Let's have a deeper look. I think I want to... Do I want to pick another card? Yeah, I think so. Let me pick another one. Some astrology, just to get some perspective, because now it's becoming... Last time it was really clear. This time it's not so clear. So, What is clear is that this person that you're going to meet is a bit nervous about coming out in the open, because they've been hurt before. Oh God, doesn't get more like 12th house. Okay, so, and it's reversed. So there's something really like a bit hidden at the moment. Does this person know you already, I wonder? Because, I mean, my imagination's going nuts. Like, at the moment, I'm thinking that they may even envisage some kind of future with you. For those of you who are not in a committed relationship, if you are in a committed relationship, it could be someone that is close to your partner. Or maybe someone that you've become friends with since you've been married. It's very murky though, I'm not going to lie, because 12th house gives me... 12th house reversed gives me kind of moon vibes, reversed. But I think that there's a real sense of being, like we don't know at all what's going on. It's almost like pitch black. Oh wow, look at that. So number 18 is the only one that turned around. Wow, that's really interesting. Okay, so these are lenticular cards. I don't know if you can see them. They're a particular deck. And I don't know if you can see that. Beautiful, isn't it? So the bridge and the moon. And what was I saying just about the moon? But the moon is upright. So, and also the shaman is about the, you know, the gateway to the unconscious, the gateway to the realms which are unseen, which we don't know. That's the whole thing about shaman, like being a shaman. You travel different realms of reality in order to gain knowledge. So funny how that was the only one that like turned over. Okay, right, so, or the one that it just got turned over in the process. So, pile 1, what is going on? Like, who is this person? Okay, so we've got the King of Swords reversed. And this is also known as the I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that's the, is that, let me just, oh, sorry. Okay, so that is the Elementalist. And then you've got the King of Swords. And it's reversed. So, what I'm seeing here, I do think you should be on your guard. I do. This is someone who is quite domineering. It may even be a mentor or a teacher. Worst case scenario, and this will only be for some of you, it could be someone that's married and they do try to, I don't know, maybe have some kind of affinity with you. Because we've got duality, we've got this kind of thing, we've got, you know, and maybe they're not really happy in the situation that they're in. And King of Swords energy reverse definitely is a lack of communication in some respect. Wow, yes, you've got, this is a really cool card because with this deck, the Fool is known as death because this deck kind of makes it, the major arcana is the space between death and rebirth. So in this deck it's death and then it goes to, and then it's the Fool. So, and it's really interesting, it's a pelican. So let me just have a look. Wow. Okay, so we've got the Sun reversed and it's also infinite paths. I don't know if you can see that. This deck is the James R. Eads deck. It's called Mirror Visions, which was on his Kickstarter. I just got them. And then we've got the Seven of Swords. Okay, right. And this was reversed, wasn't it? Pile 1. Okay, I'm just take what resonates. Don't this, I should only confirm what you already know, but this is somebody you need to watch out of. This is somebody you need to watch out, because we've got some underhandedness, shadiness. The moon is not reversed, so that's the only saving grace. But I wouldn't be surprised if you meet someone that sees you, and I don't think that they're as far down the road as a narc, you know, as a narcissist, but they're not being honest. So someone might come in and they might present themselves as something to you, but in fact they're not. And the reason why they're acting in that way is because they see you as an opportunity for them to start again with their life, because they're absolutely miserable in where they are. So this essentially is a bit of a warning. Now, what's really interesting is, why are you in that energy that's kind of like bringing this to you? Not to say that, you know, this is, I'm not like, don't shoot the messenger. But in terms of like, why is this an energetic match for you at this time? And I think it's because there's some kind of element of sadness that's going on. And I don't know, like, since I started doing this kind of work, not the tarot, the shamanism, like when you do this work, you can see how energy attracts other energy. So have you noticed that sometimes when you're in a dark mood or something like that, you end up attracting negative things, or negative things just seem to happen? Whereas if you're in a good mood, and you know, and even if you are in a good mood and negative things happen, you just seem to be able to take it better, and then you end up kind of what's the word, like you end up kind of encouraging more good things to happen for you, basically. But whereas like if it's negative, then some other negative things will happen, and it's kind of like a downward spiral. Vidam Zeeland talks about it in Reality Transurfing. which I have to double check and see if that is, but there were some good points in that. But essentially, the idea is that if you go on the like merry-go-round of like kind of being depressed, or you're in a quite a low state, low vibrational things seem to be attracted to you. And this is what it's seeming like. Particularly with that 12th house reversed. And it seems like you actually don't see it coming. Now, with the shaman there, it kind of tells me that you have the ability to see what's going on. But I do implore you to remember that, I don't know if I showed you this. This is beautiful, this card. It's destiny that your paths have crossed, right? Or that your paths are going to cross. But what's interesting is I would be curious to see what the lesson is here for you. For a small number of you, you might be seeing or meeting somebody who's married, you know? And this person might be unhappy in their partnership. And then, as I said, like they're seeing you as a way out. So that's just for a few of you. That's not for everybody. But in terms of the situation, this is someone who talks a lot, you know? They chat a lot of chat. But they're quite cold, you know? And I don't know, they seem to enjoy their misery a bit. So just be aware of that. Sorry, that light is glaring on the card. Oh, there we go, that's a bit better. Okay, unfortunately the light won't, I don't know how good the light is, if you can see it. There we go, that's a bit better. It's because of these cards, they're quite shiny. Okay, right, so actually I'll do it over here. Bear with me. Lighting, technical difficulties, I'm afraid. Oh God, no, don't do that. There we go, that's better. Right. Okay, so let's clarify some of these. Okay, so we've got the Two of Cups. Oh my God. Right, okay, so yeah, we've got the Two of Cups clarifying the King of Swords. We've got the Fool we've got Judgment reverse clarifying Judgment. Sorry, Judgment clarifying the Fool reversed. Yeah, this is definitely like someone that is not happy in their current situation and they are looking for some help to feel better about their situation. Absolutely. I'm just moving that back because I'm going to be covering it anyway, so it doesn't matter. And you see what it is. It's the Seven of Swords, which is there. I'm just having a look, actually. So we've got... What have we got? We've got all those birds. It's a warning, right? It's an actual warning. Because, you know, usually... And I thought of this when I was looking at these cards when I got them... there we go, that's the vision that I'm looking at. So is that in focus? Okay, so yeah, usually when we would see, or when it was seen to have birds in the sky, or there's some kind of omen, that would mean that it was, you know, that something was going to happen. So I think that this is a warning, if anything. This is a warning to you, pile 1. There's someone that you're going to meet that's going to appear a certain way. They're not happy in their situation. And it's because you're in this kind of like funk. If this reading doesn't resonate, it's not your reading. Maybe pick another reading. We've got 2 cards here that are telling me that there's a lack of transformation or a lack of actually stepping up to the plate. And what's really interesting, I've just noticed that I'm all over the place. Like I'm not focused on my ability to be able to read for you. So this person has no idea. Like they don't know what they want. All they do is they just go to the thing that's going to please them the most. Okay, and then we've got the Sun clarifying the Ten of Pentacles clarifying the Sun. Want that one. Okay, last card. Breakthrough, right. Wow, you got two of the... I don't usually get, like, the other cards that come through, but you got a transformation and breakthrough. Okay, this is amazing. It's almost like a lesson within this. And now I think I can see why you were supposed to meet this person. So, Two of Cups. I don't know if there is this pain that's come from both of you that has come from either broken friendships or broken partnerships. But there's something that's come from that. It might have made you a little, like both of you, a little bit bitter. And there's something that is disallowing you from taking the jump into the new space. Because we've got the Fool there, which is 0, the start. And then we've got Judgment, which is the end, but it's reversed. It's not the very end. Well, that's the completion. But Judgment is answering the call to go through the gate towards the end. And here we're not taking it. You're not taking it. Or something is not going through that way. So, I don't know. Like, it could be that you might be attracted to this person and that you end up doing something with this person. It ends up getting into, like, something that may be, you know, either intimate or quite close. It doesn't have to be sexually intimate. It could be intimate of any kind of nature. But then it kind of stilts you both because you're not able to move on properly, maybe from the past hurts, because it may be reminding you of like past interactions that you've been involved with. And it's not allowing you to both transform into what you need to really transform into. It's almost like you're kind of licking the wounds as opposed to, you know, crossing the bridge and going into the space where you need to, you know, do what you need to do rather like you're not walking across the bridge, because the other card here behind here is called the bridge and the moon. So it's almost like you're not walking over that, even though you see it there. And the Ten of Pentacles and the Sun reversed. I don't know, there may be a benefit in there for you both. Because what I'm seeing, right, I'll just tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing somebody who is in a relationship, in a committed relationship, but they're not happy. So then they see your connection as something really nice and beautiful. So they start to get a bit, you know, wrapped up in that. And it seems like it's giving you life or something. But then, you know, then you start to see really what it's about. And it's all about looking good. Ten of Pentacles, it looks good. It appears stable. There may be some kind of, you know, pros, benefits, friends with benefits kind of thing. But it's not honest. It's not truthful. There's something where someone is not being truthful in some way. So, I think that's when you... Oh, wow, I just realised that's a tree. Can you see that? So, and this actually looks like the world tree, which is akin to worlds within shamanism. So, what I would say here is that I think you start to go back to what is true for you. And that's how you kind of come back to yourself. And I think that's what makes you realize, no, actually, I can't do this. I have to be my own person. I have to do what I've got to do. I've got to be there for me, not for, you know, not for short-term gain. Does that make sense? Okay, so you've got, wow, Mars. And it's reversed. I will take it reversed. So, with Mars being reversed, I don't know. I feel like there's a weakness here. A weakness that you are allowing yourself to kind of succumb to. And, you know, it's really interesting because I was advising a friend of mine about a particular situation where she wasn't being treated very well. But she's still considering to communicate with said person. And that's fine, because at the end of the day, we need to be in a space where we can actually believe that we have the power to walk away from a situation. I worked with many women in domestic violence situations. And it was very difficult for some of them to actually leave their partners. That's just a really like high scale example. But just to give you that example, some women just find it so difficult to do that. So, and it's not as simple as, oh, just leave him. It's not that simple at all, because there's so much sense of enmeshment that's going on. Particularly if something is happening initially that actually fulfills a need that you haven't had for a long time. Actually, I'll give you a really good example. I ended up getting in a relationship with someone, and I'd known them for a really long time. I'd known them for maybe about at least 7-8 years. And then we ended up getting together. And it was a 1 month absolute like love bomb situation where I thought that this person was the person of my dreams. I thought this was it. And it completely blinded me. But I allowed all of my defenses, ignored all of the red flags, you know, did all of that to kind of believe that this person could actually, you know, be with me. And, you know, I kind of forgot about my own drive and about who I was. And it was because of this whole thing. You know, this person didn't really know who they were. And there was this kind of like air as well of, you know, that past relationships hadn't worked out and all this sorts of stuff. But then I confronted this person about they had been messaging someone else. And then the minute I did, it just all went down the toilet. So, yeah, it's kind of, you know, it's just interesting. So things may seem okay on the front, and everybody thought that we were like the perfect couple. It was just crazy. But, you know, it is what it is. So it's kind of like that situation where we like allow our defenses to go like kind of down the pan. And I tell you what, after that happened, I went through a conversation with my friend where we listed out all of the red flags. There were so many. And I just ignored them. So yeah, that's the kind of situation I'm talking about. I don't know if that resonates. I hope I didn't just blather on for like, but yeah. Sometimes you've got to go through it. You know, I had to go through that situation to truly realize that, you know, I need to really be careful with who I let into my life. Into my life. Wow, new beginnings. Look at that. So new beginnings. There we go. So I think that, and we've got 3 twice. So and we've got 3 times actually. And we've got 12. 12. It is a master number, but yeah, it does eventually add up to 3. Wow, you've got a lot of 3s. Hold on, and then 10 plus 5 plus 1. No. Okay. So yeah, I think there's something about 3 people. There isn't, I don't have the 3 of Cups here, but there's definitely something about the number 3 here that may be significant for you. But there is definitely also a new beginning for you. there is something to learn about this situation, to really understand about yourself within this situation. So I think this might be like a karmic relationship. I think so. So some angelic help for you. Wow, Archangel Metatron, empowered self-embodiment. Pile 1, journal. Write it down. Write it all down. Write it down, document it. Because that will be something that will really help. It will really help you. Document it. Write it down. Call upon Archangel Metatron, who's usually associated with Father Sky as well. Or I personally associate him with Father Sky. And he can help you. Or the energy that is imbued within him can help you. Okay. And let me just light some more incense. Just trying to think if there's any other way that this reading could be perceived. I don't think so. I think this is more to do with someone that you will meet. And because that's what the reading is about. It's about that. But I just feel like they're going to come across as something that they're not. So just be aware. Wow, George Clooney. If you commit the perfect heist, make sure you don't brag about it. Intelligence is the sexiest attribute. Once you share your personal life, it's not personal. Wow, okay. Well, that's very interesting from Mr. Clooney. Very interesting indeed. So I think there's two things here. If you commit the perfect heist, make sure that you don't brag about it. Once you share your personal life, it's not personal. I think there's going to be an element of secrecy here. 12th house reversed, moon, this card here, duality, the deceiver. There's something about you not really talking about this. That's why it's going to be really important for you to write things down. Because I think that this is something that you're going to have to go through. You may only be able to tell like maybe a few people or maybe your close friends. There's something that's happening here that's kind of telling me that you not only need to be careful, but that the person that you're going to come into contact with may, they may ask you to be secretive for some reason, whatever reason that is. I don't know. But it happens. It happens more often than we realise. And it might even seem quite exciting, Yeah, we're keeping it secret. We're doing this on the low. I mean, I don't know. I'm not here to judge or anything like that. But I find it so crazy. Like people who can live double lives, where the other partner doesn't really know about like their stuff. But it happens all the time. And that is what I feel here. So tread carefully, pile 1. Tread carefully. And just keep your eyes peeled and open. Keep your protections up. Make sure your vibrations are high. And then you'll be able to see this person coming off from a mile off. So, yeah. Part 1, that's all I've got for you. It's not really telling me much else. Why have you met this person? Yeah, to have this breakthrough. You've met this person to have this breakthrough. To realise that I don't know what your boundaries are, I think. Yeah. It's a bit 50 Shades, Anyway, my loves, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, take care. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, morning, night, whenever you're choosing to watch this. And I shall speak to you really soon. And remember, honesty is always key. Bye. Pile 2, hello and welcome to your reading. So, who is coming into your life right now? Prophecy Stone, really interesting. I think you might already know this person, or you might have an inkling about who it is that is coming into your life. You might have some kind of psychic connection or spiritual connection. But I think there's an element of you already knowing something. Okay, so let's put that aside. Let's have a look. Wow, I love this. Okay, so it says, we the cosmic tumble down and ramble on to forage for stars, for they taste so sweet. Wow. Oh, this deck, it just gets me every time. This is very much as above, so below. And to remember about the greatness in the simplicity of the things that we experience in the day-to-day. That we are all made of stardust, and we are still very much part of this universe, even though we are kind of immersed in the mundane. So with that being said, I feel that there's something very special about this person that is coming into your life. About this person, because it feels like they are going to remind you about the beauty in life and how the simple things in life really matter. And what's really interesting is that you've got this beautiful, like, cute little bird here on top of this. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's a sloth or if it's a monkey. I don't know what it is. But this little bird is just there. So it's almost like the cuteness of life just enveloping you and allowing you to embrace it and enjoy it. So that's really beautiful. Really lovely. Let's have a look at some... Okay, wow. So we've got the broken. Okay. So we've got number 25, addiction, damaged and wounded. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. Okay, the broken. What I'm getting here is, you know, people that have, you know, tough times make tough people. And that helps us to remember that we are part of something beautiful still. I'm not whitewashing it over. I'm just kind of because of this beauty that's come from this card, it's almost like you've had to go through so much in order to get to that point. And you may have been going through an addiction, may have been going through some kind of like damaged situation, grief, or, you know, something may have happened. This could be about you or the other person. But as I mentioned in the introduction, this is the energy that you're in order to kind of, you know, attract this other energy to you. So there's something about the both of you that are, you know, that this is a familiarity. Maybe you've gotten over something and you're kind of, you know, you're able to help this person. Wow, yeah, wow. Okay, so that's 42. So we've got 7 and 42. So I think, you know, this is about you helping each other to understand and be grateful for the potential that is within each other. That's what this relationship seems to be doing. The empty room is very much the possibility, or, you know, the understanding of what a room can have, but also, you know, the kind of constraints of being within a room, you know. Wow. Okay. And then we've got sad news here. Interesting. And then one more card before I move on to the tarot, and then we're going to find out what this is all about. Okay, so we've got Taurus and it's reversed. Okay, so that makes sense. So Taurus reversed can very well be an addiction. It could be like something that's you know, been part of you know, or the result of an addiction. Because Taurians tend to be quite like, there's a stubborn aspect to it, and they absolutely love the sensations of feeling good, more so than any of the other earth signs. So they would be the more likely ones to be addicted to certain things, you know, be it food, exercise, anything else that's not healthy. So there's something going on about you meeting people, maybe in a space of, it could even be that you meet someone at some kind of event where you hear something that's not going on. So it could be like, I only take this if this resonates, but it could be at like something like a wake or something where you meet someone. But it's almost like you're united in your grief. That's what I'm getting. That's why I said that. And it could even be like a group, you know, where you've decided to go and like heal yourself, and then you meet at this group or something. There could be something about that. But the reason why I say, like, you know, something like a wake or something is because of the sad news. But I think it could be two things. It could be that you're united in this. It may even be a disappointment with an event, you know, like, you know, an event was cancelled and then you had to do something else instead, or you get to the event and then it's cancelled, and then you're like, oh, this is really annoying, you know, and I was really looking forward to this. And yeah, it just kind of doesn't transpire. But then you end up meeting through this. It's really interesting. Part 1 was very interesting. So this is like coming up to be quite interesting. It's not like your normal, oh yeah, you're going to meet them. And, you know, this is very deep. Very interesting meetings. And it seems like exceptionally healing as well. Okay, so we've got the 2 of Wands. We've got this card here. We've got the Shore, which is the Tower. We've got the 7 of Birds. God, that came out for pile 1 as well. That's too many. Let's take that one. Wow, the Devil. All right. Okay. Wow, the Empress. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that. That might not even be the Empress. This is going to be shining on here, but this is what the card looks like. It's a peacock. You see, yeah, you can see that it says peacock. There we go. So I don't know, this is really interesting. I mean, it's very similar to part, like, it's interesting. I feel like these readings are a bit of a warning, to be honest with you, because we've got some interesting cards here. Not only do we have addiction, damaged, wounded, we also have the Vessel. That is the Devil. We also have the 7 of Swords. That's dishonesty, not being honest with oneself. We also have the Tower, the Shore, you know, where things are not, like, things are crashing down. Okay, and then what do we have? Oh, we have Strength reversed. Okay, right, I see what's going on. Very similar to pile 1. Very similar. I don't know what's going on, but it's just interesting. So Pile 2, if you're drawn to pile 1, do go and see it. Only take what resonates. If this doesn't resonate, it's not your reading. Remember, this is a general reading. General. I'm reading for lots of people, so just take that into account. But there is an addiction here, an addiction to something. And it seems like more so than pile 1, which was more like it. I don't know, I won't even tell you what pile 1 was about, only if you want to see it. But it's almost like, I don't know, maybe some of you are trying to fix someone. The person that comes in, it may be that you want to fix them, or they want to be fixed. And there is, I mean, you know, you've got 4 major arcanas. So again, this is something that's fated, as in like pile 1. It's fated. It's supposed to happen. There's not really much you can do about it. 2 of Wands, I think that this person is going to be attracted by your sense of stability. This Strength card is amazing. So orbs are kind of the energy that is around us, looking after us, things that are supporting us. We've got this, can you see all those lions with the strength? Oh, it's so amazing. Love these cards. So, yeah, I mean, there's a destabilization of strength. And I don't know if maybe this is happening because it's an opportunity for you to realize what makes you more vulnerable. Because there's something here that needed to be broken. It needed to come down. This 2 of Wands, maybe it wasn't as strong as you thought it was. So what I'm getting, right, pile 1 and pile 2, and as I said, just take what resonates. There's something about karma here in terms of like there's a patterning that is being worked through here. Some of you may be addicted to certain personality types. Some of you may attract people who are addicted to certain types of things. Those are the two kind of main storylines I'm seeing here. There is an element of deception, and there is massive addiction here. We have the Devil, and we also have this card here with the Broken. So whatever I'm tapping into, it's something that's quite, you know, so we've got 2 things here, the Vessel. So what this means is kind of like the idealization of, you know, of like something that is like almost like the golden calf in, you know, in the old Bible stories, like the idea of idolizing something, but it's not really, you know, the thing what we should be idolizing. And then when we turn the card, we've got this one, the Devil, but then we've got these woods. Don't know if you can see that. Hold on, let's see there. These woods. So it's almost like, and this reminds me a bit of, and I only just got these cards today. They remind me a bit of Twin Peaks, and I know I'm going to get lost in those woods again. It's the whole thing of like being lost in the woods and being kind of, you know, want the enticing nature of the woods, but it's ultimately something that kind of like leads to a sense of downfall. So, sorry, this isn't very cheery, but like there is a big sense of addiction and knowing what the things that are not very good for you are and still going ahead with it. Because the Empress is reversed. So it's almost like there's a blatant kind of like, you know what, I don't care. I'm just going to kind of like go for it. And I think that this is supposed to happen. It's really interesting. because you've got 4 major arcanas. There's something to reevaluate here. There's something to learn here. Maybe there's an element of yourself. Like, I don't know. It's almost like someone causes you to relapse into an addiction that you might have thought that you had walked away from. Maybe even like a way of life or something. And it happens. Trust me. Trust me. When I use certain examples of things, I personally had addictions with certain substances, and it's a lifestyle. You kind of like go back into it, and you kind of tell yourself these amazing stories about what it's giving you. You lie to yourself in a way, and then you become a slave to it, and then you end up like kind of misaligning your power in a way. But that's kind of what I'm seeing. Again, please only take this if it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But what I do get is that it's come from a place that, like I don't know if there's a real lack of self-belief. There's a lack of there's a sense of being empty. There is depression and sadness I'm seeing here. So, I don't know. There's something here. Okay, this one goes over here. 9 of Swords, the Empress is covering the Empress. The Chariot is the vessel. Right, okay. Yep. Lovely. 3 cards. Great. 7 of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Wands. Okay, I see what's going on. Right, okay. The 6 of Wands. The Shore. The 8 of Cups. Strength. Okay, this is definitely, I'm sorry, but this is definitely indicative of addiction. And 7 of Swords again. Wow. So, Pile, I don't know. Pile 2, like, I was clearly given, asked to do this reading by Spirit, so I'm doing it. But as I said, only take what resonates. You get a sense of energetic liberation and inspiration from whatever it is that this addiction gives you. I don't know what it is that you're addicted to, or that this relationship, you may even be addicted to the relationship, because that's very common as well. But there is a big sense of lying to oneself about what's going on. Lying to oneself, not being able to walk away, temporary successes with the kind of, what it reminds me of? Like, it reminds me of if you're in a toxic relationship with someone and it gets really good. It's really good at the beginning. Then it kind of declines. And then you argue and then it gets better. And then it goes down the pan again. But then it's like there's some fundamental, that's when you start to understand that there's some fundamental things that cause the relationship not to work, but you still stay within it because you're trying to chase for those moments that you had at the very beginning of the relationship, because you fell in love with this person. So you're thinking that the feelings that you had at the beginning are going to be it's just the chasing of the high, basically. This is what this is. It's chasing of the high, particularly with this Ace of Wands here. 6 of Wands, Ace of Wands, that's ego, chase, and then rising of Kundalini. And then the Chariot, just chasing it all the time. Chasing it. And then there's this sense of like kind of it really, it kind of leads you back into the circle, going back to this kind of depressive state. Sorry, Pile 2. Don't know what's going on here. But Yeah. And I'll be honest, right? Like, these readings should only confirm what you already know. So if you are in this situation, if you are here in this situation experiencing these things, then I think what's really important to take from this situation is that you've got here, we the cosmic rumble down and ramble on to forage for stars, for they taste so sweet. Now that's given a whole new context to that, because it's almost like live and let die kind of thing, you know, just live for the moment. And it's because there's this empty thing. I mean, I've mentioned it before in some of my other videos. This could be soul loss. It could be. I wouldn't be surprised if it would be. But I mean, to be fair, addictions in the shamanic perspective usually indicate some kind of, you know, some kind of entity. Now, don't get freaked out or anything like that, because we all have them, you know, to some degree or something. You know, we're like living organisms, so like we have loads of things living on us. But sometimes, you know, some things cause bigger things than others. And this kind of says that there's something quite intense here. So what I'm seeing, Pile 2, is that you are going to meet someone who's going to reflect this to you. And if you are, and it looked like you were not in that situation initially. If you're not in that space, or maybe you might be in some kind of rehab or something like that. From whatever it is, I'm just using the term rehab generally. It could be that, you know, you're just away from a situation. It could be like a toxic friend group or something like that. But then, you know, you've got ties to that group and you want to stay with them. You want to, you know, this could also be like that. Like, it could be that you wanted to get away from a toxic friend group, but then they kind of like, you know, something happened where you ended up coming back together, and then you end up getting back involved in the whole lifestyle of it. It could be that as well. There's so many instances here. But I'm not getting anything specific in terms of like person. I don't have any court cards here. So this is very much a lifestyle. This is a way of being. And there's something about you having to go on this ride again to understand how deeply you are in this space. You know, it's a big life lesson here. Because it's teaching you how to be honest with yourself. And you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Not just, oh yeah, I've managed to get over something. It's actually, you know, really tackling the demons. Quite literally. That's where the saying comes from. You know, when we talk about that, in a shamanic perspective, it's almost like you are, you know, these are the demons that are happening, that are fighting, that we are fighting within ourselves, that we're trying to overcome. So, yeah. And it's intense because Taurus is really like, you know, just imagine trying to get a ball to go somewhere. It's not moving. I tell you, I love my Taurian friends, right? But trying to get them to do something that they don't want to do, is just, it just doesn't happen. So sorry if you're Taurus. I love you. I love you. But does anybody tell you what to do? I don't think so. You do what you want to do. Wow. Square. This is something that needs to be worked through. It's actually like a karmic pattern in a way that you need to work through. You need to. It's actually a part of your destiny to work through it in this lifetime. So, yeah, pile 2. Really interesting. Really interesting. And as I said, and I'll keep on saying it, okay? If this doesn't resonate and you're finding this like too triggering, too like kind of negative, then it's not your reading. Don't take it, you know? It's just a general reading on YouTube. It's nothing important. This should only be confirming what you already know. And if you want to go deeper, and more often than not, it's a little bit harsher because it's personal. You know, because in my personal readings, they're intense. They're not easy readings because I'm there to break it down for you. But on the other hand, I help you to kind of, you know, see what you can. And at the end of the day as well, right? It's only whenever you're ready, okay? There's no rush. There's no insistence to move in a certain way or forward. We're all human. You know, we all make mistakes. We all do things. I'm totally guilty of this. So this is in no way like, you know, I know I've been addicted to things. My biggest addiction is people. I get addicted and very attached to things and, well, more people. And I get absolutely devastated when I get let down. And it seriously affects me. So, you know, and then it causes me to go into particular patterns of behavior that spiral out of control. And then well, that's what happened in the past. Now I've done a lot of work to kind of help myself with that. But in the past, now when I reflect back on my relationships with people, I just consistently was going for people that were just, you know, hurting me all the time. And I just felt that I couldn't move forward with that. And I felt consistently depressed. Consistently. Like I just felt, I don't know how I'm going to continue. So, you know, it just takes a bit of work, you know. Okay. Resilience. Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. Wow. Wow. Okay, right. This is really interesting because you know what this reminds me of? This card reminds me of my ayahuasca journey. Now, I'm not telling you to go and do it. I'm just saying that this is what it reminded me of because you've got all of these elements that are almost like mechanical. They're almost like microchips and stuff like that, like a world that is like almost mechanical. And then it's leading into this beautiful kind of, you know, this natural world. And she is in this kind of clothing that's very dystopian in a way. So it's almost like you're, and I'll tell you a song that would be really nice for you to listen to. I think it's called, what is it called? What is it called? Acetoma. If you find it, it's a Hindu chant, which is about leading one from the unreal to the real and being able to liberate oneself from the shackles that tie us to being a prisoner of our own selves. And I remember, like, I had been through the most, I can honestly say my ego got shattered into pieces. Like my own personality got completely handed to me on a plate and I didn't know who I was after I did that plant medicine. And then in the last 5 minutes, I heard this song, Acetoma. And the words, which I think I'll read it to you because it's just so beautiful. Okay, so the meaning of it is, it's Acetoma Sadgamaya, which is the translation of the mantra. It's a mantra, and it means lead us from ignorance to knowledge, from darkness to light, and from death to mortality, to immortality. Om Acetoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotiye Gamaya, Mi Jyoti, Mi Torma, Tam Gamaya. Sorry, it's so bad because like I've totally mispronounced that, and you wouldn't think that my heritage is Indian, but yeah, it is. But yeah, me and my Sanskrit not up to par, but I do apologize. But that song, I just remember seeing all of the world that was like this. And then the minute I heard this song, everything just burst out into green, and I saw trees and forests being born from the kind of like created chaos of man. And yeah, it was really amazing. So it's about the resilience that we express within this space, even though that things may seem quite intense. And do remember that this won't last. These things don't last. They can't last. Nothing does last apart from, you know, the only thing that we can guarantee is the weather and that things will change. So that's all you can really kind of, you know, count on. Okay, some angelic help. Wow, responsibility. Oh my God. Okay. I mean, you know, you're in control. You are in control more than you think you are. And that is what these things are, you know. It's, I feel like addictions and these kind of things are an ability for us to let go and lose control when we find it very difficult to do so. So I think that that's a real important thing to realize, and also to remember when you meet this person, you know, this is what's happening. There's a desire to want to lose control, you know. Okay, we've got Greta Garbo here. This is the one card to close out the reading, and as I look at the clock, it's 0111. Are you sure you wouldn't rather be alone? Only go to the altar if you take the lead. Marriage isn't the only way to have a partner for life. She said, I want to be alone. So the way I interpret this card here is that make sure that you are calling the shots. Make sure that you are in control of yourself, not someone or something else. You know, it's very like peer pressure-esque, isn't it? Like we think, oh yeah, like if we do this, then this person will like me, or that kind of thing. You know, or like, oh, everyone's doing it, so I'll go and do it. You know, that's where the resilience comes in, because it's a muscle that has to be grown. But this is an affliction. Like it's something that you know, you probably have to deal with in this lifetime, which is fine. It's just, you know, it's just taking responsibility for this. And even though, and I don't know why this has happened, it doesn't tell me why. It just tells me that this is an affliction that is happening within this lifetime. And this person is going to highlight to you that, you know, you need to have contingency plans in place to handle this, because these things are going to happen, you know. The world that we live in currently is quite intense, so we're having to really think about our game plans in order to survive. It doesn't mean that the world is less of a beautiful place. It's just meaning that we're having to do more to engage in a reality that is going to be conducive for our survival. It really is quite interesting, intense, whatever you want to call it. But I think, you know, if we take responsibility for ourselves, then I think we'll be okay. And I think that this is what this is trying to tell you, you know. You have got the skills to be able to get over some things, but you just need to be really strong enough to make sure that you know, if you go into the rapids, that not only do you have a life jacket, but that you can swim, you know what I mean? And that you're able to, you're able to ride the waves. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. You've got to ride some rough seas, quite simply. So when you go out, right, into the wilderness of the sea, just make sure you can swim. And I mean, I haven't swum in the sea that much. I'm absolutely petrified of swimming in the sea. Haven't done it nearly enough. And swimming in open water. And I think that's kind of what's going on here. But it's almost like the romanticism of like going on a boat and like being on this boat traveling all over the world. But then like if you just make sure that you know how to swim. because, and I'm talking about not like a cruise ship or something, I'm talking about like maybe doing like an adventure or something like that, but that's just a wild example. Anyway, my friends, like, I really hope that this reading helped, because it was quite an intense reading. Please do disregard it if it, you know, if it didn't resonate or whatever. Yeah, please. I'm only saying what I see, so don't come for me in the comments or anything like that. I don't think it's going to be helpful. I think the best thing to do is just to, you know, if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. And you know, that's it. Because as I said, I just tell the cards how I see them. It's a general reading. I don't know what energy I'm tapping into, but clearly there is something here. And you know, I want to put out this reading and feel confident that I can feel that I can put out readings and tell it as it is. So just bear with me. But I'm sorry it couldn't be like better news, but there's clearly a lesson here for you. Anyway, I love you lots, pile 2, and I'm wishing you all the best. I'm sending you so much love and healing and energy and peace, and I'm just giving you a massive hug, because I know this space. I know this space well, and it's a tough space to be in, but it doesn't last, you know, and it's very valuable. It's almost like a bit of a dark night of the soul, to be fair, or a bit of a traverse through the underworld in a way. So anyway, my darlings, take care. Have a beautiful day, evening, night, whenever you choose to watch this. Please like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more, and remember, honesty is always key. Bye. Pile 3, hello, and welcome to your reading. So this has been quite an intense ride. I really hope that this isn't as intense, but we'll see. I don't want you to feel left out after all. But anyway, you chose Lepidolite. And Lepidolite is a stone which is a nurturer, a beautiful, comforting stone that allows you to just feel calmer within yourself. It's a form of mica, which is quite an abundant stone, or an abundant mineral within the planet, or on the planet. And kind of, if you see on certain crystals, say for example, I'll tell you this, right? This is like a big specimen of silica. I think it's silica carbonide or something like that. But, oh, here we go. A bit fell off, because like you can't really, you know, it's so beautiful, this piece, but you can't really like handle it. And a bit has just fallen off, so I'm going to show it to you. So, and it's super sparkly. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. So as you can see, that it's just sparkly. So that actually has components of mica in it. So there's something about this stone that has hidden potential. And also being kind to oneself and compassionate with oneself. Learning how to mother oneself rather than expecting others to do it for you. That's going to really help you. The use of gemstones may be really good for you, because this came as a freebie with a pack of cards that I got, that were oracle cards, which were the gemstones. So maybe there's something for you in, you know, your connection with gemstones and what they mean to you. But there's definitely something about self-love and self-care. And maybe the thing that's coming to me, because I would never buy a heart-shaped stone. I'm more likely go for the kind of like rough stones, you know. But this was given to me. So maybe there's an element of you giving yourself something and treating yourself to something that you wouldn't normally do. Or maybe this person that's coming in will do that for you. So with that being said, I will pop this little one here and see what your card is. Wow. I love these cards so much. Wistful as a windowsill of yearnings. Amazing. Okay, so we'll pop this up here. Okay, so wistful as a windowsill of yearnings. Who is coming into pile 3's life? Okay, you've got 2 cards like pile 1. So we've got the Creator and we've got the Starborn. Wow. Okay, beautiful. 3 and 22. Lovely. Great numbers to kick off with. Okay, the Starborn and the Creator. So what I'm getting here is a lot of potential, pile 3. You're yearning for something and there's a potential here for something to happen. You may believe that you are destined for something. Destined to meet someone. Destined to have some kind of chance when you think, wow, look at that, Watcher. Enlightenment, mastery and isolation. So I think what's happening here is that you are in number 33, master number. So I think that you are, and look, like there's some watching going on here. I think you've got a lot going on in your head. There's a lot going on and you're wanting to, you're wondering whether or not it's going to happen for you. You're wondering whether or not it's actually going to work out, whether or not, you know, what you're doing, you know that you may be destined for something quite special and that you're supposed to be doing. Oh, wow. Wow, this came out for pile 2 as well. And I think in this case, you may have got let down by an opportunity. You may have received some news that wasn't great. So maybe you did an exam and you didn't pass it or something like that. Or maybe it's a job that you wanted and you didn't get it. So there's something there, but there's something very magical about what's going on right now. Because it seems to me that, you know, there's something about you. What you're doing is leading you to a space where you're going to meet this person. And it could be in the creative industries. It could be like, they could be an actor. They could be a dancer. They could be a musician. They could be somebody or an artist. They are someone who creates something. You may go to an exhibition and you may see them. Wow, all the cards came up reversed for everybody. Okay, so we've got Cancer here. Okay. So this sense of nurturing is a theme. And maybe you're not taking care of yourself. Maybe you've received some news that may have said to you, you need to take better care of yourself. Because you might be getting sidetracked with other things, wishing that things were different when they're not. Let's have a look. Okay, come on. Who is this person? Who is coming into pile 3's life? So this is the energy that you are entering this situation with. So what is this energy bringing in? Enlightenment, mastery, and isolation. The Watcher. So you've been alone. Like, I feel like you've been alone. And what, you know, actually, God, I've seen elements of myself in all of the readings, so it's good because then I can use it as an example for you. But I'll give you an example. So, like, I had a bereavement. The bereavement put me in a place where I was just sitting there and kind of just indoors all the time, very much hermit-like for a good number of years. And there was a lot going on in terms of the creativity and whatnot. But I don't know, I think there was a decline in how I was like kind of looking after myself. So that's kind of just an example of what I see. Take it how it resonates. Don't try and make it fit. If it fits, it fits. If it fits, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. Okay, right, so here we've got the, can you guys see it? Right, okay, there we go, that's a bit better, I think. Let me just, oh, sorry, let me just double check. It's quite dark, I'm sorry about that. But I don't know, Spirit always wants to talk at night, so there's not much I can do about it at the moment. So we've got the 5 of chalices, which is the 5 of cups. Don't know if you can see that. I'll bring it up closer. And these are lenticular cards. They're amazing, actually. 5 of cups. And the 5 of lotuses. So what's really interesting about this is it's reversed. So there's definitely somebody coming in. Like, somebody is coming towards you. Page of Wands reversed, and then it's also the Wanderer in this deck. I will just have to move this, bear with me. But there we go, that's better. So that's the Wanderer and the Page of Wands. So what I'm seeing from this, beautiful Page of Wands and the Wanderer, and it's reversed. I feel like you're not learning anything new in this situation. I feel like it may be somebody that you already know. It may be. But it also might be somebody that is on your level. So, for example, like somebody that is on the same level that you're not really learning anything new from. Which is weird because, like, we kind of learn. I don't know. Me personally, I learn so many new things from every new person I meet. You know. But it might even be that you might have known this person before. That's why I'm kind of thinking like you kind of know the score with this person. Oh, wow. The Mystic. I think that's the Queen of Wands. Yeah, okay. Can you see that? So we've got the Mystic there. And then the Queen of Wands there. Okay. What does it come up as when I put it down? I don't know, because to me it's the Mystic, but I know it comes up differently when I put it down. So, and I think that you are very attractive to this person. I think you are very attractive to this person. They think you're hot. They do. And if you haven't had some kind of previous interaction with them, yeah, then they're going to definitely find you attractive. But I think it might be someone from your past. I think it might be. Let's continue. Wow, the Tower. That's come up quite a few times. So the themes are usually quite similar within the cards. And I think I said, I don't know if I said this with the other group that this came in, but this house kind of like reminds me of like the old 80s horror films. And the fact that there's nothing underneath that cliff which it's standing on kind of tells me that, you know, that this could fall at any time. And then you've also got this kind of the shore, which is, you know, kind of the aftermath of when everything has been destroyed. So I think you're going to come to a realization about this person that's coming into your life. And it could be that you're realizing the level. I don't know yet, but it could be that you're realizing that you're functioning at one level and they're functioning at another. And that's why you might not be together. or you might, you know, the reason why this person is coming into your life to show you how much you've changed, how much you've been different, how much you've evolved. Ace of Wands, wow, okay, yeah, definitely. It's almost like an attraction that you had for this person. Wow, I'm really resonating strongly with this pile. It's like an attraction that you had really strongly for this person. It doesn't resonate anymore. Like you just don't, you're not feeling it. I'll show you the card. The card is like a flame. There, you can see it there. And then it turns into the Ace of Wands. But it's reversed. And I mean, I'll be really honest with you. I always see this as like a wilted flower. I see it as something that's wilted and flaccid. So, with that Ace of Wands. So, I don't know, pile 3. It seems to me like you may have been yearning for something. It could even be that you have a crush on someone. And that you have been wanting to, like, kind of, you know, you've been kind of thinking in your head about getting with this person. And then you find out about them. Or you see them, and it's kind of nothing compared to the actual, like, reality. Like, the fantasy is nothing compared to the reality of what you really are. Because you're actually so much of higher of a station. Because you've got the Queen of Wands here, which I think is you, because of this black cat. And the black cat is usually quite synonymous with the Queen of Wands. And you've got this card here, which is the Watcher. And the 33, the master number. So it's, I don't know, I just feel like this is you. And then you're coming into a situation where, you know, you thought it would excite you. If this is a situation, then yeah, it would be a situation where, and because this is the Page of Wands reversed as well, and then you've got the Queen of Wands upright, it almost says to me that you're realizing that this person is just not on your level anymore. And you thought that they were. You really did. You really did. And I don't think it's the other way around. I don't think it's you not being on their level. I think it's this way, because you got the Starborn, you got the Creator. And this is, you know, this is a reading about you. So I think, you know, this could be an ex that you see again, and then you realize that they're the Page of Wands reversed, and that you are the Queen of Wands. And, you know, you kind of have some kind of stark realizations about things. Okay, that's interesting, because I wasn't going to do it. No, I think that was just me being not really paying attention. Sorry. Let me clarify with this, because yeah, I think this is to show that, you know, you've been put into a situation. Okay, let's look at this as a situation as opposed to like a person, because I think this is also applicable. So you could be in a situation where you have also, it's Page of Wands reversed. It's not really somewhere where you're actually learning anything, and you're realizing that you've got Queen of Wands energy, and it's really, you know, you thought it was going to be very different, and then it's the Ace of Wands reversed. It's totally flaccid, and that's probably the sad news. And the kind of like negative aspects of Cancer is possessive, controlling, dominating, unstable, very emotionally unstable. So there could be some elements of that which are being triggered by this. And it could be that this person, you'll feel it, like when you kind of encounter this person, it kind of makes you feel like that. And this is something that you've really moved on from, like you've really evolved from. Okay, so we've got, and the Five of Chalices, you know, that's feeling sad about things and disappointment. And you kind of got over that disappointment, but this person is still turning up as the Page of Wands reverse. So it's just kind of like, yeah. I don't think that that's you. If it was you, it could be that you enter into this space and you are someone that is unwilling to learn from this person. And that instigates a tower moment, which causes you to completely kind of, I don't know, in a way, like lose the spark. But I don't see that. Let's see what these cards say. Okay, you got the Devil reversed. Good, yes. The Ace of Pentacles. Okay, right, we've got 2 aces reversed. The Mystic, 3 of Cups. Okay, wow. Reverse 6 of Pentacles. Everything's reversed. What? Wow. Okay, so we've got, okay. So, I mean, the 4 of, yeah, this is a big realization about someone that you, I think, personally, that you thought that was great. And now you've met them and you're like, what was I getting so up the creek about? That's what it looks like to me. You thought, oh, this person was amazing. But actually you realize that they're not all that at all. And they're not even worth your time. They're not worth it at all. Because there was an imbalance in the relationship. And the relationship doesn't promote any kind of like equal balance, you know? It promotes instability, in fact. There's a lot of triggers here. It's a bit toxic, to be fair. So what happens is that it's almost like this thing kind of comes back to you to let you know that you need to get away from it. Wow. I don't know, maybe it's to do with the like retrograde energy that's happening at the moment, because you know, it's almost like things are bouncing back in order to like get you to like bat them away. Oh wow, grill. Can you see that? Okay. And it was reversed. So let me just have a look at what that means, because I can't remember what it does mean. 1 second. Okay, so this is really interesting. So grills crisscrossing lines can be found in various places in the palm and can indicate an imbalance. That's what it says in the book. They can partially or completely contradict the indications on the mounts on which they are found. So for example, like if they're found on a particular point of the palm, then that means that they contradict that, you know, the kind of beneficial aspects of that area. But what I thought was interesting is that if they're on the Mount of Venus, I can't remember where that is, don't ask me. I can't remember. I don't know. Anyway, so if they're on the Mount of Venus, then that means that you are attractive, though not always towards the right partner, with the possibility of suffering. Which I thought was interesting because it kind of like resonates with what this reading is saying. So it's almost like you are understanding, and because the 6 of Pentacles is there, the 4 of Cups is there reversed, both of them reversed, this means to me that there is a realization that you are not that person that was going out with them before, and it's just not going to work out this time. So, excuse me, you're kind of working through your karma in a way. I know this reading was about like who's going to come into your life next. I was thinking it was going to be some like, oh yeah, like a friend or something like that. But no, these are like deep karmic. All of the readings have been deep karmic, like people to realign you with your purpose. It's just crazy. None of them have been light. None of them. Okay, authenticity. Look at that. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. And it's number 4, 4 of Cups. I mean, you know, this is like saying that you have to really be honest with yourself and allow yourself to walk through that door, even though, you know, it may be quite challenging at times. challenging to walk through the door, to like get off the windowsill and walk through that. Okay, let's have a look at some angel guidance for you, pile 3. Oh wow, Archangel Michael. So you are being blessed and protected through this time. Courage, strength and protection. You really are. So, you know, have faith that, you know, it's not... I mean, I'll be honest with you, pile 3, this is like the best out of the 3. But they're all pretty tough. Like, but you're being, you know, you've got Archangel Michael behind you to support you through this time, because it really does feel like with all the readings that this is kind of almost a rebound energy to like say, right, okay, are you sure that you're doing the right thing? Like it's almost it's a real retrograde energy. That's what it feels like. It feels like, right, okay, you say that you're going to walk this path. Let's test you. These have all been tests. I don't know whether or not I'll like rename this reading to a test from the universe. I don't know. So I might do, but it's just really interesting. They've all been like lessons that have come through in the form of people. So, okay, last card to close out the reading is Lena Dunham, who created something. She created a series, I think it is. But anyway, everyone forgets you except you. It's okay to play hide and seek by yourself. Don't be afraid of standing on the shoulders of your parents. So what I get from that is, hold on, let me double check because some things, one sec. So I thought so. Lena Dunham is a playwright and also a producer, director of film, and she, you know, she did things to kind of promote herself. Like she starred in it, she directed it, she wrote it. So there's a whole thing about being self-sustainable and not really allowing other people to kind of dictate to you, or even old patterning and behaviors to dictate to you what kind of life you want to lead, you know, because you want to move forward in a way that's going to help you evolve. And I think what this person is going to say to you or do for you in order to, you know, why this person is coming into your life is to remind you that you are you, you know, that you don't need to really enter any kind of codependency. And that you can still be you with the flaws that you have. It doesn't matter, because it all is a contribution to who you are, rather than you thinking, you know, or you even allowing yourself to kind of go into trauma bonds or whatever, you know. And also, in a way, not allowing people to make you feel... what am I trying to say? It's like you entered in the relationships that you did previously, but then now you're understanding what relationships you do need to be in and where you need to be in order to move forward, because you're a very different person to this type of relationship that's coming in. Now, sometimes you can just ignore it and it just kind of like floats away, but for some reason the cards are wanting me to tell you about this. So there's something about this person that's coming in that's here to teach you this, to teach you about how far you've moved on. So that's what I'm getting for you, pile 3. I hope it resonated. If it didn't, you know, honestly, it's just a general reading. Seriously, general readings. You know, we put them out on the internet because we're reading the collective. We're called to do it because someone is needing to hear the message. But trust me, if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. Don't make it fit. But I hope you enjoyed it if you did. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, you take care. Have a beautiful evening, morning, night, whenever you're choosing to watch this day. And remember, honesty is always key. Bye.